How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to unlock 99 overall MVP Babe Ruth for free in MLB The Show 20. Let's quickly go over the outline of this player program. This program will consist of 39 total games, 30 3-inning games on All-Star, 8 6-inning games on Hall of Fame, and then 1 9-inning game on Hall of Fame. If you do the math, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for 30 games. That equals to about 450 minutes or so for those games. And then, of course, 320 minutes about for the 8 6-inning games. And then I would say an additional 40 minutes for that 9-inning game, putting the total at about 10 to 13 hours in total for grinding this Babe Ruth card if you complete each and every game on the very first attempt. It could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more, depending on what you're doing in the actual game. Obviously, the more runs you score, the longer it's going to take. The more pitches you take, the longer it's going to take as well. So keep a few of those things in mind. I just kind of wanted to quickly go over some of these players that you're able to get leading up in through the program. And I went over these in my previous video. I went over all of the brand new content that was released into MLB The Show 20. Some of these cards are endgame players, some of them not necessarily endgame, but still very usable, especially if you don't have the best Diamond Dynasty team. Now, for these moments, you are using your Diamond Dynasty team, so it might make it tougher for you to complete it, but if you're really good at the game, then you still will be able to finish off these 3-inning games, 6-inning games, and 9-inning game. It will be pretty challenging to do it that way, but I think it's definitely possible. But initially, they released this Babe Ruth with 114 and 106 power. I talked about it in my previous video, and I thought that's what I was looking at. But then, the second time I looked at it, they boosted up his power against both right and left. So this is what his card is actually looking like now. So I'm glad I was able to get all of that information into my previous video. But I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about some tips on how to go about these moments. Obviously, you want to put your best team out there, speed on your bench. You also only want to worry about your number one starting pitcher because you're going to be using your ace each and every time in these moments. You're not able to bring in a starter out of the bullpen. You're only able to use your relievers. So relief pitchers will make a huge difference on some of these moments, or in some of these games, I should say, because you're playing against the best players from that respective team, or a specific team build, like the American League East, Legends, or like I will be doing at the end of this video or towards the middle of this video, completing that 9-inning game against the all-time teams, which is the team of the best legends in the entire game. So one thing to keep in mind is who are the outfielders, who is on defense, who are the players you're going up against, number one, as you attack these computers. Because some of the teams are easier than others. Obviously, the Orioles don't have nearly as many good players as the Yankees or the Red Sox have in this game. So we have to keep a few of those things in mind. But really just getting off to an early start, same type of thing as Showdown. You want to try and score a run or two in the first inning. If you feel comfortable with your lead, you can always run yourself out of the inning, advance to the next base or advance all the runners until they start throwing you out. But this is exactly why you want to know who's on defense. I initially thought that Ted Williams was out there in right field, and then as soon as I pressed the button, I realized that that was Dwight Evans, who has an absolute cannon for an arm, and he ends up throwing Trout out at third base for a double play. So anyway, I did end up hitting a home run with Mickey Mantle. Luckily, I didn't need that extra run if I didn't get thrown out. Probably would have been a 2-run shot. Who knows? We win this game. That's just a quick example of 2 3-inning games on All-Star. Obviously, those are going to be much easier to complete. Now we're going to be getting into the all-time team, or I guess the all-time major league teams full of legends. So here they have Mickey Mantle on first base already. The computer is actually going to score the very first run of this game. This game's on Hall of Fame. We're facing Corey Kluber, though, which kind of confuses me a little bit. It says, team of legends. But then Kluber's out there. I think he might have been the only flashback card that made this roster. I was surprised to not see Mike Trout out there in the outfield as well. 99 overall Mike Trout. I don't really know how they built this team, but it is a very good squad nonetheless. You want to try and get something going here with some speed guys on your bench. If I didn't have 95 speed Mickey Mantle, I might actually pinch run, because each and every run is important. They're going to pick off. They're going to throw pitch outs. If you actually take a ball, though, as the computer is going to throw a pitch out, they think I'm stealing. If you take a ball, then the very next pitch is most likely not going to be a pitch out. They're going to go with the typical, regular style pitch, not a slide step or anything like that. We are able to take the base. Now we have a 3-0 count, and we hit a base hit up the middle, manufacture that run. And that's just a tip on how to kind of just, cheat your way into scoring runs. If you have some good speed in your lineup and on the bench, that's only going to help you, because you can get some infield base hits. Sometimes the computer will make an error or two, but just as soon as you get the lead, you really have to focus on your pitching feedback. You have to focus on what pitches you're throwing in certain areas and how often, because it just seems like if you double up or throw the same type of pitch sequence, then the computer, for whatever reason, is going to pick up on that and hit the ball out for a home run. There they take the lead 3-2. Here is a great example of that speed factor. I mean, that really came into play right there. We get a swinging bunt that results in an infield hit. Then we steal second. Now we're just trying to manufacture this run, tie up this ball game. There would be nothing worse than playing a 9-inning game like this and losing as the away team, or you're down to your last couple of innings and you need a few runs, and just wasting time that way. So obviously, if you go down a bunch of runs early on in the game, you don't feel that you can come back, just quit the game, restart it up. You don't want to waste too much time failing these games, as it takes a lot of time to get the Babe Ruth to begin with. So here in this situation, we end up drawing a walk. The computer is also going to throw, borderline pitches. If you can take those balls, if you can take those pitches on the corners and only swing at good pitches, then you're going to have a lot more success. In this inning right here, we can kind of break the game open a little bit, hit a 2-run shot with Mickey Mantle, a 2-run shot with Stan Musial, and those are 2 really good swings, probably 2 of the better swings I had up until this point in this game. Sometimes those swings, though, are going to result in lineouts, or just depending on the launch angle. I know at this point through the bottom of the 7th inning, I had a perfect line drive out with the creative player, and that's just going to happen. It sucks when it happens on Hall of Fame and you're losing, but I would also say that that's just a part of playing the computer. They end up hitting a home run dead center, and I mean, I don't think I'd be able to hit one out dead center, but they did, and it's just the fact that I doubled up on too many fastballs, missed over the plate. It definitely helps to have, guys with high K per 9, high hits per 9, good control, pitchers that are high overalls to get some of these guys out. If you don't have the best team, you might want to get some power hitters and then just a lot of speed on your bench. Lower level gold cards. You might even be able to beat this with silver players if you're really good with PCI placement and zone hitting in general. But this mode is meant to be challenging, I think. I think that grinding out these 39 total games is a little bit easier than some other grinding that we've had to do in other years of MLB The Show. I mean, trying to get the immortal version of Babe Ruth in MLB The Show 18 took me, 2 days straight of just playing the game, almost 24 hours straight. I only slept a few hours. This is definitely easier to get the free Babe Ruth and the MVP 99 overall Babe. I was hoping that this would kind of be the card that they allowed us to get last year for free with these types of, I guess, signature team games or just legend team games. This is what we did last year to get Vladimir Guerrero Sr. So I just wanted to kind of go over it a little bit more in depth. Obviously, we were able to complete this mission here. We beat the computer in the 9-inning game, and it was pretty easy. I was trying to kind of gauge how difficult these other missions will be, but we put up 8 runs on them, only gave up 4, and really could have probably pitched a shutout if I paid more attention to the sequence of pitching, just focused on that feedback. I mean, the computer is probably going to score some runs eventually, but it's, divided up into 2 divisions, American League, National League, and then, of course, if you go into this player program here, you can see your progress. You can see, which teams have you beat. I want to provide, the evidence that I completed 3 of those games so far. We're up to 10. And honestly, we should be able to get, that first reward, Evan Longoria, fairly soon. Only a few more Hall of Fame games or whatever the case is. But that's how you unlock 99 MVP Babe Ruth for free It will take some time. I'm going to try and get it done, over the next few days, but that's just my approach. Thank you for watching. I'm College Lefty, and peace out.